Alright, welcome back. Now we are ready for question 11, which asks us, is the book written in its original language or is it a translation from another language? You may not be able to know this, in which case, again, unknown is always an option. It may be written on there, translated from English or translated from the original into, it may give the translator's name, etc. So certainly if you see that information, then you click which one it is. It may be a bilingual book, both in original language and the translated language. If the translator's name is given, then you type it in. If no translator is listed, just like you did for authors, you would put 888 for unknown. But let's pretend we have a translator's name. All right. And then the next question is going to ask us if it is monolingual, bilingual, or multilingual. So monolingual is just one language. Bilingual obviously is 2 and multi is 3 or more. Now some of the front matter, the title page, the copyright page may be bilingual or it may be written in the official language, whereas the main content is really only written in the local language. That's what we want to look at. What is the main content written in? So even if you have a little bit of bilingual text in the front matter, we don't want to consider that. We just want to consider the main content. So let's go ahead and put bilingual. We want to note here that Tangerine is now going to ask us questions about the languages depending on how many we chose. If we only chose one language, it'll only ask us questions 12b through 12g once. But if we choose 2 languages, it will ask us. First, we will complete 12b through g for the first language, and then it will repeat all of those questions again for the second language. So we move on and we come to this screen. A lot of the language information has already been loaded into these drop-down menus. So you go in and select your country. Whichever country you're in, it should be pretty easy to see this. So let's say we are in Malawi. And then it will ask us, please select a language name. Here are the most common languages that we feel that we will that we anticipate we may encounter. So whichever one you want to select. After we've selected our language, if it does not ask you to please select anything more, that's because there's no more options. It's just one option for each of these, and you don't have to worry about anything. You just click next. If it does ask you for additional, it'll say please select, please select. So if you see please select, that means perhaps you have to select a dialect. Most of them, the dialects are not, they're unspecified. So there'll be nothing else to do after you selected just these 2 things, the country and the name of the language. You do want to, of course, be sure that you have double-checked that you are selecting the right one. If your language is not listed in the drop-down menu, then you can select Other, and it will prompt you to enter those manually. Some of you have much longer drop-down menus than others, so be sure to remember that you can scroll if you don't see it. And the drop-down menu should be in alphabetical order, but again, you might want to refer to your language charts because you may call it one thing and it may be listed as another. For example, if you're in Kenya, you may want to select Kiswahili and you don't see it, and because it's listed under Swahili. All right. So let's just check Swahili for now, for the fun of it, and we move on. All right. So now it is asking us which script it is written in. Probably the most common answer you will give is Latin-based. Some of you do have Arabic-based. Ethiopia has its own different considerations. If it's an unrecognized script, then you can also have these unknown options. And if it's a different script that's not listed and you know what it is but it's not listed, then you can tell us which one it is. But probably most of you will just click Latin-based. And then we will look and see if diacritics are used. Those are the little funny accent marks. You just look and see, are they there or not? Yes or no.